Hello, everybody. Welcome to today's session. I hope you can all hear me okay. Thank you so much to everyone that joined last week's session, Tapping to Process Shame. And if you do like this video or any of the videos that you see, of course, they are all free, but please feel free to donate. The link is in my bio. So welcome, everybody. Today is all about understanding the limiting belief, I'm not enough. But let's start by asking the question, what even is a limiting belief? Well, a limiting belief is an untrue statement that you believe is true about yourself. So it's basically the negative chatter that your inner critic loves to tell you. And the times that your inner critic basically has a megaphone and speaks really loudly is when we're feeling stressed, when we're feeling anxious, when we're burnt out, when we're feeling tired, when we're feeling overwhelmed, or when we're trying to do something new or something out of our comfort zone. So the limiting belief, I'm not enough, can really manifest in different ways. So for some people, it's I'm not good enough. For others, it's I'm not talented enough. I'm not beautiful enough. I'm not healthy enough. I'm not rich enough. I'm not popular enough. It can really manifest in different ways. And I really do think that these days we have this digital world. We've created a world, especially social media, where we are able to compare our life to others all the time. So, there are many times throughout the day where you might be feeling I'm not enough, because you can be looking at all these different pictures, maybe, I'm not being healthy enough. I'm not going away enough. I'm not achieving enough. The internet and social media has really compounded this limiting belief. But where do they come from? Why do we have them? Like many things, I know I say this all the time, it does go back to your formative years, when your brain is still very much developing. That's 0 to 25 years old. And that's because it's really hard for children to process the things that happen to them. Let's say a bully in the school always used to put you down for the way you looked, and you were never really given the opportunity to process that. So you carried that limiting belief of I'm not beautiful enough, and you've carried it right into your adult life. But of course, there can be many different things that can trigger this limiting belief. So this limiting belief can really impact you in a number of ways. So number one, it really prevents you from achieving your goals in life. Because when you feel this limiting belief, when it's coming into your mind, you're way less likely to put yourself out there in life, because you might fear making a mistake or doing something wrong. You're less likely to really go for things. Number two, it really lowers your self-esteem. So when you constantly feel like you're not enough, it's like a little thing chipping away at your internal confidence, which is really difficult, because it basically, erodes your self-esteem, fills you with self-doubt, which of course never makes you feel good. Number three, it stifles your creativity and innovation. So when you're feeling like you're not enough, it's almost like a mental blocker to being creative, to trying something new, to trying something even when you're not already good at it. It blocks you. It can really prevent you from having new ideas, and ultimately, again, putting yourself out there. And number four, it can be really damaging in relationships. So whether that's a friendship or a romantic relationship, and that's because this belief that you're not enough can really manifest as insecurity, which then might make it You might have a fear of rejection. You might then start feeling kind of insecure. And ultimately, that's going to harm your relationships. So it's a big one. And it's one that is really important to process. And that's exactly what we're going to do now. So take a minute to get yourself comfortable. I'm going to get you guys connecting to your breath. This is really important because when you're feeling stressed or anxious, that limiting belief can really start to rise. Remember, with all limiting beliefs, and like our emotions, they really do have a spectrum. So first on your kind of I'm not enough checklist should always be, do I feel calm in this moment? So take a minute to get comfortable. Place both feet flat on the floor. And then I want you to place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly for me. And then gently close down your eyes. And then with your eyes gently closed, we're going to begin with 3 audible breaths. So that's breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth for as long as you can. Let's do that together. So breathing in through your nose. Letting go through your mouth for as long as you can. Breathing in through your nose. And letting go through your mouth. Breathing in through your nose. And letting go through your mouth. And then bring your breath to a gentle rise and fall. As you start to bring your breath down into your belly. Breathing in, belly goes in, belly goes up. Breathing out, belly goes down. Let's do that together. So breathing in, belly goes up. Breathing out, belly goes down. Breathing in, belly goes up. Breathing out, belly goes down. Continue to bring your breath down into your belly. As you bring it to a gentle rise and fall, I want you to feel your feet flat and grounded to the earth. And then I want you to imagine that you're sitting at the back of a very beautiful vintage cinema. You're sat right at the back. And on the screen, you are able to see the words, "I'm not enough." I want you to look at those words now and think about how they make you feel. And in what ways do you feel like you're not enough? Do you feel that you're not good enough? You're not clever enough? You're not talented enough? In what ways do you feel like you're not enough? Just notice what it feels like to be looking at the words now on that screen. And I want you to gently notice a memory that might be beginning to appear. A person or situation that might have given you this limiting belief. You see it now on the screen in front of you. Kind of becomes, or it starts with being a little bit fuzzy to begin with. As you take another deep breath, it becomes a little bit clearer. Where did this limiting belief come from? Did it come from your mum or your dad? A bully at school? A family member? Gently notice where it might have come from with no judgment. And you see it on the screen in front of you. And it's really important to remember that at no point are you in the movie you're watching, because you are the present moment and you're not your past. What person or situation might have given you this limiting belief? And then I want you to take a deep cleansing breath, breathing in and letting go. And then you gently say these words in your head. I am enough. Exactly the way that I am. I have always been enough. And then you take another deep cleansing breath, breathing in and letting go. And then I want you to gently imagine that you stand up from the back row of that cinema and you walk out to that cinema, out into the beautiful sunshine. You walk along the street and you find a wonderful park where everything is coming into bloom. You notice the leaves and the flowers. And then you take a deep cleansing breath, breathing in and letting go. And before you open your eyes, I want you to tune in to the limiting belief that you have. So whether it's I'm not good enough, or I'm not clever enough, or just I'm not enough. And I want you to give it a rating of how strongly you believe it to be true. So 0, I don't believe it to be true at all. 10 being, this is really strong. I've often thought that I'm not enough. Where would your number be? Just in this moment, without any judgment. And then take a final deep cleansing breath, breathing in and letting go. Gently begin to lower both palms into your lap. And then gently begin to open your eyes, becoming present to this moment once again. And we are now going to start to do some tapping. So if you're just joining now, tune in to that limiting belief, I'm not enough. How strongly do you believe it to be true? 0 to 10. Okay, with no judgment. And then as always, we start by tapping on the karate chop. Okay, that's the side part of your non-dominant hand. I'm right-handed, so I tap on my left hand. I'm going to say something, and you're going to repeat it out loud. So repeat after me. Even though I have this limiting belief that I'm not enough, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though my inner critic has been telling me this for a long time, That's okay. I'm a human being. I wasn't born with this limiting belief. So I'm open to the possibility of letting it go. Even though this limiting belief that I'm not enough goes deep. And I don't know if I can think differently. I love my body. I love my mind. I'm open to the possibility of finally letting it go. And then move around to the inner eyebrow point. Gently close down your eyes, and I'm going to guide you through. So tapping on the inner eyebrow point, repeat after me. This limiting belief, outer eyebrow, is really tough. Underneath the eye, the limiting belief that I'm not enough. Underneath the nose, holds me back in so many ways. Underneath the mouth, it limits me in so many ways. Tapping on the chest, it's a weight on my body and mind. Underneath the arm, it prevents me from being who I want to be. Tapping on the head, it keeps me small. Inner eyebrow, where did I learn this limiting belief? Outer eyebrow, what person or situation gave it to me? Underneath the eye, I wasn't born with this limiting belief. Underneath the nose, so where did it come from? Underneath the mouth, I am completely safe. Tapping on the chest as I acknowledge the pain. Underneath the arm, of always thinking that I'm not enough. Tapping on the head, in what ways do I feel like I'm not enough? Inner eyebrow, do I feel like I'm not good enough? Outer eyebrow, do I feel like I'm not clever enough? Underneath the eye, do I feel like I'm not beautiful enough? Underneath the nose, do I feel like I'm not talented enough? Underneath the mouth, in what ways do I feel like I'm not enough? Tapping on the chest, this limiting belief has held me back for so long. Underneath the arm, I don't know if I can let it go. Tapping on the head, but in this moment, I choose to be open to the possibility of letting it go. Okay, place your palms facing up, shut down your eyes, deep cleansing breath for me, breathing in, letting go. And with your eyes gently closed, just tuning in firstly to your body. Just noticing any areas that might feel more tense or more relaxed. Maybe just noticing where you might hold this limiting belief in your body. And then gently tuning in to your number. Where would your number be now as you very gently start to question this limiting belief? And then I want you to gently open your eyes. We're going to begin another round. Tapping on the karate chop, repeat after me. Even though I still have this limiting belief that I'm not enough, I love and accept myself anyway. And even though I've carried this limiting belief for so long now, that's okay. I'm a human being. I wasn't born with this limiting belief. So I'm open to the possibility of finally giving it back to the person or situation who gave it to me. And even though I can sometimes have this limiting belief, I love my body. I love my mind. I'm open to the possibility of believing in myself once again. And then moving to the inner eyebrow point, close down the eyes. Thank you, inner critic. Outer eyebrow. Thank you for trying to keep me safe. Underneath the eye. You've been working really hard for me. Underneath the nose. It's okay, you can relax. Underneath the mouth. I have got this. Tapping on the chest. This limiting belief has held me back for too long now. Underneath the arm. It prevents me from being who I want to be. Tapping on the head. It's stopping me from putting myself out there. Inner eyebrow. It prevents me from achieving what I want to achieve in life. Outer eyebrow. It's held me back for too long now. Underneath the eye. I've had enough. Underneath the nose. The inner critic only tells lies. Underneath the mouth. So I'm open to the possibility. Tapping on the chest. Of tuning in to my true voice. Underneath the arm. My true voice speaks louder. Tapping on the head. My true voice speaks louder. Place your palms facing up. Shut down your eyes. Take a deep cleansing breath for me. Breathing in and letting go. And with eyes gently closed, once again tuning in first to your body. How does your body feel in this moment? And really breathing into any areas that you might be holding this limiting belief. And then checking in with your number. Where would your number be now? As you've really started to tune in to your true voice once again. Remember that you weren't born with this limiting belief. A person or a situation gave it to you when you were younger. So it's a wonderful practice to start to give it back. Gently open your eyes. We'll do one more final round. Even though I'm still slightly doubting myself, I love and deeply accept myself anyway. And even though my inner critic can be really mean, I wasn't born with this limiting belief. So I choose to think differently. And even though I have carried it for so long, I love my body. I love my mind. I choose to give this limiting belief back to the person or situation who gave it to me. I choose to believe in myself. I choose to believe in my abilities. Then moving to the inner eyebrow, closing down the eyes, repeat after me. I am enough. Outer eyebrow, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the eye, I am good enough. Underneath the nose, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the mouth, I am enough. Tapping on the chest, even on the days that I struggle. Underneath the arm, I am enough. Tapping on the head, even when I have big emotions. Inner eyebrow, I choose to relax and feel safe. Outer eyebrow, as I remind my whole nervous system, underneath the eye, that I am enough. Underneath the nose, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the mouth, I am enough. Tapping on the chest, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the arm, I choose to believe in myself. Tapping on the head, I choose to believe in my abilities. Then let's finish with some double tapping. So double tapping on the inner eyebrow. Repeat after me. I am enough. Outer eyebrow, exactly the way that I am. Underneath the eye, in this present moment. Underneath the nose, I am enough. Underneath the mouth, only I control my thoughts. Tapping on the chest, only I control my power. And then tapping underneath the arm, I want you to really raise your voice now. So you say, I am enough. Exactly the way that I am. Tap on the head, raise your voice. I am enough. Exactly the way that I am. Place your palms facing up, shut down your eyes, take a deep cleansing breath for me, breathing in and letting go. And then for the final time, just tuning in firstly to your body. How does your body feel in this moment? Really breathing into any areas where you feel that limiting belief might still be. And then gently tuning in to how you feel in this moment. Where is your number now? And even if it's just gone down by 1 point, that means you are open to the possibility of questioning this limiting belief. Okay, remember that you weren't born with this limiting belief. A person or a situation gave it to you. It is not who you are at your core. Take one final deep cleansing breath, so breathing in and letting go. And then you can slowly begin to open your eyes, becoming present to this moment once again. Feel free to take a few shoulder rolls. It's always nice to do after we've been working on our limiting beliefs. And then you can gently roll your head from side to side, just making sure you're not holding any tension in your neck or your head. Well done, everybody. I really hope that tapping process today has really helped you to start to believe in yourself once again. Remember that the limiting belief of I'm not enough is not who you are. You weren't born with this limiting belief. It is so powerful to take time to process it and also gently give it back. Remember that it's not yours to keep. Thank you for joining today, and I can't wait to see you all next week, where I will be guiding you to help you improve your sleep.